February 1st, 2026. Retesh grows deeply distressed upon learning about Zoan's deteriorating health. The thought of breaking this painful news to Indu troubles him, as he fears her reaction and emotional collapse. He hesitates and avoids confronting the situation directly. Later, when Indu questions him about Zoan's well-being, Retesh finds himself unable to give her clear answers, leaving Indu uneasy and suspicious about what he is hiding. February 2nd, 2026. Vivek pressures Indu to lie before the judge in order to secure bail, putting her in a moral dilemma. Despite her inner conflict, Indu does the unthinkable in court, choosing sacrifice over righteousness. However, Retesh misunderstands her actions completely, assuming that Indu has ulterior motives, which creates further emotional distance between them. February 3rd, 2026. Kamna deliberately tries to poison Zoan's mind against Indu, manipulating the child to ensure that they remain separated. She exploits Zoan's confusion and vulnerability. Meanwhile, Indu struggles desperately to meet Zoan, facing emotional barriers and constant obstacles that leave her feeling helpless and broken. February 4th, 2026. Determined to see Zoan at any cost, Vivek and Indu disguise themselves as clowns and sneak into Ritesh's party. Amid laughter and celebration, Indu finally gets a glimpse of Zoan. Later, a shocking turn unfolds when Zoan's real mother visits Indu's house and learns about Indu's secret attempt to meet the child, leaving her stunned. February 5th, 2026. Zoan feels deeply dejected and confused after Indu reveals the painful truth that she is not Zoan's biological mother. The revelation shakes Zoan emotionally. At the same time, Kamna grows furious upon learning that Vivek and Indu had entered Ritesh's house, interpreting it as a direct threat to her control over Zoan. February 6th, 2026. Retesh finally confronts Vivek and Indu, warning them sternly to stay away from Zoan. His anger is fueled by fear and misunderstanding. However, after overhearing a conversation about Indu's sacrifices for Zoan, the child is deeply moved. Overwhelmed with emotion, Zoan leaves the child center, unable to cope with the separation. February 7th, 2026. When a stranger brings Zoan to the police station, Retesh rushes there in panic, fearing the worst. At the same time, Indu arrives after receiving a message from Zoan. The police station becomes a place of emotional confrontation as past misunderstandings resurface. February 8th, 2026. Realizing her mistake, Zoan apologizes to Indu at the police station and acknowledges her love and sacrifices. The moment is emotionally charged. Despite this reconciliation, Retesh remains firm in his decision to seek Zoan's custody legally, believing it to be the best solution. February 9th, 2026. Indu gathers her strength and decides to take a bold legal step by filing a petition for Zoan's custody. Her decision reflects determination and maternal instinct. Meanwhile, Retesh grows increasingly anxious and accelerates his efforts to adopt Zoan legally, fearing he may lose her forever. February 10th, 2026. Indu is left stunned when Ritesh's lawyer presents adoption papers showing that Zoan is being adopted by Dolly and her husband. The situation spirals out of control when Kadambari suddenly interrupts the proceedings and reveals that she is Zoan's biological mother, shocking everyone present. February 11th, 2026. Indu becomes anxious when Kadambari is granted permission to meet Zoan, sensing danger and manipulation. Meanwhile, Rahul reveals the truth to Retesh, opening his eyes to the injustice done to Indu. Filled with guilt, Retesh realizes his mistake and takes an oath to support Indu in her fight. February 12th, 2026. Retesh visits Indu's house, offering his help to secure Zoan's custody. However, Indu, still hurt and distrustful, reacts angrily and refuses his assistance. Elsewhere, Kadambari fumes with rage when Zoan outright refuses to meet her, shattering her expectations. February 13, 2026. Indu recalls the mysterious letter that Kadambari had dropped on the way to court and mentions it during a crucial moment. Realizing the danger of the letter being exposed, Kadambari panics and instructs Samir to sabotage it before the truth comes out. February 14, 2026. Indu finds herself helpless in court when she fails to prove her claims due to lack of evidence. The situation worsens when she is unable to defend herself and Zoan effectively. Emotions spiral out of control, pushing Indu closer to despair. February 15, 2026. Once again, Indu faces defeat in court as she fails to establish her case. Overwhelmed and cornered, she struggles to protect both herself and Zoan. The mounting pressure threatens to break her resolve completely. February 16, 2026. The judge feels a sense of relief when Indu expresses her willingness to get married, seeing it as stability for the child. However, Kadambari's lawyer belittles Indu in court. In a powerful moment, Zoan speaks up and clearly states her desire to stay with Indu, silencing the courtroom. February 17, 2026. Indu is shocked when Retesh visits her house and offers financial assistance to help her gain Zoan's custody. Feeling insulted and misunderstood, Indu grows agitated and firmly refuses to accept his money, asserting her self-respect. February 18, 2026. The Rainas hand over the house papers to Indu and advise her to sell the property to create a financial fund for Zoan's future. The gesture overwhelms Indu emotionally. Meanwhile, Zoan receives warmth and affection from everyone around her, giving her a sense of belonging. February 19, 2026. Indu learns that Retesh plans to set up an ice cream stall for Zoan, a gesture meant to win her happiness. Later, Indu unexpectedly bumps into Retesh, and in an awkward yet emotionally charged moment, she accidentally smashes her ice cream on his face. February 20, 2026. After being interrogated over a bribery allegation, Indu is fired from her job. The situation turns public when Retesh steps forward and tells the press that he wishes to be Zoan's father, hoping to protect Indu and restore her dignity. February 21, 2026. Retesh and Indu are left stunned when Retesh's mother makes a shocking proposal that changes the course of events. The decision sends shockwaves through the family, leaving everyone struggling to process the consequences. February 22, 2026. Indu informs Retesh that she cannot marry him without Zoan's approval. When Indu and Retesh place their marriage proposal before Zoan, she reacts with overwhelming joy and excitement, eagerly supporting their union. February 23, 2026. Indu grows anxious when Zoan asks her to fast for Karva Chauth for Retesh's long life, realizing the seriousness of the bond forming. Meanwhile, Kadambari suffers a nervous breakdown upon learning about Indu and Retesh's impending wedding. February 24, 2026. Kamna and her friends humiliate Indu when she visits Retesh's house for the Karva Chauth celebration. Their cruelty shakes Indu's confidence, causing her to question whether marrying Retesh is the right decision. February 25, 2026. Kamna visits the Rainas with Shagun and deliberately humiliates them by flaunting wealth and status. Meanwhile, Kadambari and Samir secretly meet Mahesh and devise a dangerous plan to trap Indu. February 26, 2026. The Rainas are publicly humiliated in the Malhotra house, but Indu responds with strength and dignity, giving Kamna a fitting reply. Later, Retesh is left shocked when the police inform him that Indu is already married. February 27, 2026 Retesh explodes in anger when Mahesh claims at the police station that Indu is his wife. Upon uncovering Mahesh and Kadambari's conspiracy, Retesh boldly challenges them, determined to expose the truth. February 28, 2026 Retesh lands in serious trouble when the police arrest him for allegedly attempting to murder Mahesh. Despite Indu's desperate plea to Mahesh to withdraw the case, he refuses, leaving Ritesh's fate uncertain.